those of you who don't know what's going on in the world of education right now in Alberta, it's, well, pardon my French, it's a shit show. We're officially on strike as of midnight tonight, and that breaks my heart. Today has been a day of high emotion for me. I'm getting emotional now because I don't want to go on strike. I really, really don't. But what else are we going to do? Right? Like, this really brought it home to me. I'm sitting on the train and I'm listening to the teachers around me talk, and every one of them is saying a story I could be telling. There's too many kids in my classroom. You know what? We need to have a flex lunch because otherwise we don't have enough chairs in our room. We have a teacher talking about how she has 7 different tech devices going in her room just to manage translation. And I'm like, hey, maybe we should like put out in the parent groups, do you have any old cell phones that can connect to Wi-Fi? Because you know what? If I could have one of those to each language I need in my room, that would make my life better. So I'm going to go put a post about that. But sorry, guys, but imagine that. Like, just thinking about things like that. Some of my classes, I need 10 or 11 devices if I wanted to be able to translate. So, I mean, it's just, and I'm standing here all emotional because I believe in what we're standing for, and I feel that the people around me understand that. And that solidarity is going to help tomorrow when I'm home alone in my house doing laundry instead of up in front of your kids teaching them, right? But I'm going to be thinking about them, and I'm going to be worrying about them because they're not in my classroom, and I want them to be there, and I want to be there too. It's absolutely heartbreaking to be in a position where we're walking away from our kids because honestly, our whole life is our whole job life. For some of us, it's our whole life. I mean, I am the job. Is what happens in my classroom, you know, and what happens in my school, and what happens in that family that we build there, and the supports that our kids need. Like, without our breakfast program this week, I'm thinking of 2 kids off the top of my head. I'm like, dudes, are you guys gonna have breakfast this week? Like, just little things that aren't little things. And we're striking because we can't keep doing this. You know, I mean, we're all exhausted to the point most days where we could cry in our cars after school, and that's not sustainable. And so I hope that people who are watching this who don't quite understand why teachers would strike can hear that we don't want to. We hate being here. Please tell Danielle Smith that this is not our choice, but it is our choice because it's the only goddamn choice. What else are we going to do? This is not sustainable. And it's not about hiring more teachers even. It's not even about, it is about the funding, but priorities, right? And just simply being open to listening to people who have ideas. As I said in one of my earlier videos here today, you know, they're talking about flex schedules. There's some really amazing and brilliant things that I heard solutions to just standing on the train. And if the government would spend 5 minutes talking to some of us, man, this could all have been avoided. But it requires putting our egos aside, including teachers as well, right? This isn't about just one person. This is a bigger event. It's about being committed to long-term change. It's about the idea that any change, meaningful change, won't happen in a 4-year election cycle, right? So, want to join me? I have my rat. I got a pair. So it's looking at me. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. But it's about the idea that if we want change, we have to have people who are actually dedicated to sticking to it. And that will be longer than a 4-year election cycle, right? Because we know the data won't support it in a short period of time, and then they abandon course because they say it doesn't work. This sort of short-sightedness needs to go away, right? In my 26 years of teaching, I've seen a whole lot of changes, and the ones that have stuck have been the ones that people had the foresight to see long-term vision in. Right? Do you remember Safe and Caring Schools? Do you remember, like, I can think of probably about 12 initiatives off the top of my head that I've survived in my career. And yeah, but the ones with staying power are the ones that administrations, that teachers, that people making the decisions have bought into for the long term. And I think we're seeing that here. Today I'm hearing people who are getting up and speaking, and they were talking about, they were students in the last strike. Well, that was my first year of teaching, right? And so I think it's important to understand that this process is not new, and that the things that we fought for the last time we went out, they may have resolved in the short term, but the issues are different now. The classroom complexity issue is the biggest thing, and you may have gone to school with big classes, but you didn't have 17 languages in that class, and you didn't have 8 kids with special needs who didn't have support. It's a different world we're teaching in. So please support us teachers, and pay attention in the Facebook groups and things to see where we're going. I plan to go and pester my MLA at least once a day, I know we're not allowed to picket in front of the schools, but I believe we're allowed to hand out pamphlets in front of MLA offices. So that's probably going to be where I start. Looking for other ideas to join, because it's weird not having to picket and things, and I really want to be actively involved every day. So I'm going to be a pain in the ass on social media, and I'm going to be here honking our horns and talking about what teachers need, because for fuck's sake, we need to get back into the classroom. This is where we want to be. We don't want to be where we're standing right now, although I got to tell you, couldn't choose a better group of people to hang out with for a day. So please support Alberta teachers, support our students, because we've got their backs, and that means we've got yours.